Góðan daginn! And welcome to Project Pal number 44. Yay! Bit of a different angle now because I'm trying to not quite having you right here. See, I think we'll see. I mean, this way, I mean, you're gonna see more of my mess because I'm messy. But on the other hand, you're also gonna see more of like what I'm trying to show you of my projects and my yarn and stuff. So maybe this will work out. Anyway, so introductions. My name is Gilder. I'm an Icelander, live in Iceland, and this is my project pal. I talk about knitting, crocheting, about yarn, what I'm doing, what I'm working on, what my plans are, ideas for plans, dreams. I also talk quite a bit about weather because the weather affects everything that I do. And the bucket keeps on changing. So actually right now we're pretty good. We've had a bit of a storm since like Thursday night. But at least last night I did manage to get consecutive hours of sleep, so I'm pretty good. Yesterday, on Friday, I mean, I didn't quite manage to sleep like a lot that night, so that day at work was a bit difficult. Plus, it was a storm and very annoying weather. Like where I live, we call that leiðindaveður. The weather is annoying. Like you, probably because we exist in a kind of like it's a bit of a denial, really. It's not denial about the state of the weather. So instead of admitting that this is a storm and it's bad, we say it's annoying because we don't want to admit that it's bad. But you know, I work at my local grocery store, which means that when the weather is atrocious, most of the people show up to do their shopping. So there was a lot to do Friday. A lot of people, annoying weather, and it was annoying. But yeah, so today is January the 23rd of 2021. It is Saturday. This video will probably be uploaded on Sunday. That would be the 24th of January. Is there anything else that I want to keep yammering on? Well, that's a lot, but I think that's gonna be enough about the weather and the day and da. So, I actually have a bit of plans today. I actually wrote down what I want to remember to tell you, because there are some things that listen, pretty much every time that I've made, you know, finished the recording and I'm editing, and even the day or two after, I keep thinking, oh, why didn't I say that? Why didn't I talk about this? Why didn't I talk about that? Because I don't remember. When I start recording, I think of the things that's like right here. I don't remember what I was thinking about telling you about like half an hour ago. So I wrote everything down this morning. So, not the order in which I'm gonna talk about things, but write things down. So, right. The thing that I am currently working on, let's start with that. This shawl that I've been making out of one cake of the Jinxed bread, Northern Lights, and this shade and dye. Yeah, about the weather, we still aren't quite done with the storm. There might be some winds like that. That's nothing to worry about. You might hear it. It's a bit annoying. This is truly annoying weather. It's not like storm, but it's annoying. At least not white out like it's been all this morning. I can see I can still see that onto the street, so it's not bad. Denial. Anyway, so I've been using this Jinxed bread. The the single most annoying cake that I have ever had the misfortune of receiving, because as I've said before, and I will continue until I'm done with this, absolutely done. Listen, most cakes, like this one, this is not fantastic, but at least I managed to find the end like fairly quickly. The cake from whence this yarn came, no. Both ends, you know, the end that's supposed to be somewhere around here, supposed to be, and the end that's supposed to be somewhere around the middle, both ends of this cake, they're somewhere around here. I am, so far, that has been the single most annoying cake that I have ever received. But I did manage to, well, after I bunched up into a nightmare of a Gordian knot, I shoved it into like another bag and shoved it back into this organza bag that I got it originally from, and then I just shoved it into storage and just forgot about it for some months until fortunately I was ready to work with it. So I managed to salvage it, most of it, and started on this shawl. So it's, I mean, it's the same pattern that I used to make this one, except that this is from Ice Yarns Fantasia in the obviously red and black. This is the size that I usually work with, and with a 5mm crochet hook. This, however, I mean, it's a finer yarn, so I've been using a 3.5mm crochet hook, and this is how much I got out of the single cake. Just love the color gradient. These pink colors are just fantastic. I love them. But it's a bit of a small shawl, so I think I'm gonna continue working with the second cake. You know this feeling you get when you're talking about something and you're busy doing something and you get a feeling that someone calling your name? I'm probably gonna be like that today, so apologies in advance. So I would say I'm like halfway done with this one. I would like, yeah, I'm going to continue working on this one and make it a little bit larger using this one. So it's gonna be, I mean, this size is good for like children or you know, just small human beings, or if you just like something small and cute to wrap around, then you know it's good. But I kinda want it to be a bit bigger like this one. Like maybe not quite the same size, but still, oops, still like, I want a, you know, big shawl. I'm into big shawls, right? Big triangle shawls. So yeah, I'm gonna continue working on this one so that it's more up to into the project basket. So it's more like what I would like to wear. Like this one currently, because it's actually quite cold, so I'm wearing a shawl. As for the other two cakes that I also have by, you know, the other two of the Northern Lights, this bit out of comfort zone for me, I mean, at least color-wise. Here, the number thingies, like Dialot and the sheet. Still want to make these two into another like shawl. Maybe not net shawl, because it's my go-to, it's my comfort pattern, but maybe it would do me good to learn some of the pattern. But like this, these two in a nice big juicy shawl would be nice. Maybe a knitted one, like, I don't know. Well, I do have quite a few knitted shawls planned when I've done finishing the pattern, not the patterns, finishing the projects that have been sitting on the back burner, you know, project pile. Because I have piles on my own projects, I want to keep working on my pile. Also another thing, because I am still, obviously, probably for the remainder of this, barely start of the year, but probably for at least the majority of 2021, I am in a yarn ban because I have more than enough yarn. I need to use it. I have so many beautiful yarns and they deserve to be used. So, you know, when I've actually finished the cake last night, I actually felt so good. I felt so good to have finished, you know, one thing in my collection. It felt so good, and I want to keep working on my yarns because I bought my yarns to use them. Maybe not right now. Like some yarns I've been like, you are going to stay in my stash because there is a purpose for you. I maybe don't have a plan for you right now, but you're staying in my stash because I want you here. And one of these days I'm gonna figure out what it is that I'm going to need you for. Talking yarn because hey, no. But also, you know, I've been wondering what other is the next project that I'm gonna work on when this one is done, because enough, eeny meeny miny mo. So do I probably pick this one up because it's my wish shawl. It's a simple knitted pattern. Probably gonna need to obviously, like, I'm gonna need to change the cable length because this is going to take quite a bit of space. But this is the simplest and such a nice pattern. Good knitting pattern found in Ravelry, and it has such a nice, simple, just this like ridge down the middle, and I love it. I love this knitted triangle shawls with a ridge down the middle. I'm in love with those kind of shawls. So gonna continue making this. I still have, I'm trying to remember, like it's been quite a while since my wish haul. Which obviously I still have more things in my basket on Wish, but you know, yarn ban means that I can't justify buying more yarn from Wish until I finish at least a sizable chunk of my collection. But I call this my Wish shawl because this yarn is one of those that I got off Wish quite a few months ago. Can't remember how long ago, but this is Smile Rainbow Line Fashion Gradient, which I think I got 5 skeins, either 5 or 6 skeins off of Wish. So, but I've seen this type of yarn and this label other places than just Wish. I'm pretty certain you should be able to find it on like AliExpress, maybe even eBay or even Amazon. And if you do, I really recommend it because this yarn is fantastic. I love it. There were obviously more colors. I picked this one because it's a combination of like this warm orange and, you know, these warm nice colors that gradient over to like purple and into almost like not quite pure but really nice dark blue. And my favorite colors are orange and purple, so the fact that these colors are here, I love it. So this will probably go directly into my by my feet project basket when I'm done with the pink crochet shawl, because I love it. It's gonna be so pretty. And no 5 balls of let's see, they say 100% import wool. It's very soft and very nice. So these are 50-gram balls and about 180 meters. So I am knitting, can I remember the size of these? Yeah, these are 3.5 millimeter. Oh, like my crochet hook. Cool. So, I mean, it's gonna be really interesting to see how big of a shawl I'm gonna end up with because I have no idea. I have no idea. It's gonna be really cute. just love this band that comes down the middle. It's just so pretty. And it's so simple. It's really simple to pick back up. So this is probably gonna go into the, as I said, the basket. But another thing that I've been working on since, what, 2019, I think, is another crochet project. It's made out of Ice Yarn's Magic Baby. I haven't checked to see if they still, I think they still have that. This one. It's in the white and pink and neon pink coloration. And what I'm making, and I've been making for the longest time, guys, these super simplest, like the basic of granny squares. I haven't touched this for months because, you know, other projects, but this is so simple. And I can't remember quite how many squares I have so far, but like I have it in this old shoe bag that I got off of some website or other. Can't remember what website this is from. It doesn't matter. But I got all my squares here. I've got at least this one skein. I think it's just this one skein left to finish before, you know, project is kind of finished. Then I have this block, and I got it came with a magazine that I cannot remember the name of. Probably Simply Crochet. Quite a few things with those. I love it. Concept packs, and it's just, you know, so that I can block up my granny squares. It's gonna be fantastic. And when I'm done blocking all the granny squares, and when I'm done crocheting them, I can't remember the size of the crochet hook that I used to crochet, and I have to refresh my memory of how I make the granny. Hello, wind. Oh, you don't say. Interesting. Actually, my hook is in my bag. It's in reach. I love it when I leave things for myself in reach. Yeah, it's a 4mm one, and this one also came with a magazine. I mean, you do sometimes get quite good things that just come with magazines. So yeah, it's a 4mm, so it's a good, nice size. I mean, as soon as I start doing this again, I'm gonna be like, no time at all making. But when I'm done with that, I'm gonna join them with a white acrylic thread. Like, Magic Baby is 100% baby acrylic. It's really soft and so nice, and the colors are so pretty. I'm gonna need a white acrylic that is, you know, 4mm, or let's say fine. Yeah. And it's been so long since I worked in. Like, I have plans somewhere. I have instructions somewhere, but how to join them? Probably on like the Secret Yarner. I'm pretty sure Let's See has some good information on the, like, some method that I would like and I feel would look pretty. She probably has something like that on her on her YouTube page. So I'm probably gonna check her out. I think it was something like with Secret Yarner that something that she did like quite a while ago. With how to join like granny squares and thingies, and yeah. I cannot remember what yarn I was going to use to join them. Oh boy. See, this is the thing about not finishing things like straight away. You misplace the yarn that you can use. Although I know that I haven't used that yarn because I haven't made anything just pure white. But it would have been just so like myself to have used yarn that I was going to use with that one to make something else, but I know that I haven't. I just can't remember where I put it. So let's see. That one, this one, that one. Yeah, this is probably gonna turn into another shawl because shawls are so nice. Shawls are like, first off, they can be quite quick to work on. Simple shawl is just, you can just sit down and just do something else and you have a shawl and you can then use when it's cold because Another thing though that I really need to start working on again. Now the problem is that it's my lumpkin blanket and I love it. It's fluffy, it's nice, and it's gonna be warm. The problem is that the lumpkin is really fluffy. It's a bit really dusty, and I'm gonna take my shawl off because everything that this touches is left just fluffy. But see, I think those are 9mm knitting needles, and it's this simplest thing. I'm literally just knitting back and forth lengthwise, and I'm still in the same place as I was, but look at the colors. Look at them. Like, it doesn't matter how you join the skeins, or like when you need to change out the skeins, it doesn't matter if you start in the same way. It doesn't matter. No matter what you do with these skeins, it's gonna look nice. And like, I'm still on like the 4th to last skein, like a little bit. Still have these 3 to go, but I need to finish it because A, it's a project in the pile, and B, I'm gonna start using it. But the problem is that obviously I'm gonna need to wash it first. In order to wash it, I'm gonna need to use the bathtub. In order to dry it, I'm gonna need better weather. Better weather. None of this white, blowy, cold. Because then my blanket would just freeze. So that's gonna happen sometime. Until then, I need to finish it. Like, if I had known at the beginning what I was getting myself into, I probably would not have started lengthwise. I would have started like widthwise. Yeah. But, you know, didn't. But it's about, I have no idea how long it is. It's long. And it's a bit heavy. And honestly, I can't quite remember how many skeins of yarn have gone into this. I think I'm on like the 13th skein of yarn. So my little bit of concern is that when I'm on the 16th skein, I'm probably gonna like, seriously, okay, maybe able to tell, but like there's just fluff on it and I barely touched it. But like a bit of my concern is that when I'm about finished with it, I will look at it and say, it's not quite big enough yet. So I would need to, that would legitimately be a reason to buy at least one more bag of yarn. And obviously that's the thing, I am never gonna order just one bag of yarn from Ice Yarns, because that's still shipping and handling and customs and all that. So yeah, well, that's a problem for another time. But at least with 16 skeins, it might need more. We'll see. But now, as for what I have written down, right, another thing. Okay, so the presidential inauguration in America that happened on Wednesday, fantastic. And obviously someone, and it's so funny, isn't it? Like, there's this humongous momentous occasion and we still managed to like connected right back to knitting and even to Iceland. Because Bernie Sanders, excuse me, I got excited, sorry. Bernie Sanders mittens, those lovely repurposed mittens that, oh, what's her name, I wrote down, teacher Jen Ellis of, well, didn't write down, I think it's Vermont, I think, school teacher who repurposes old woolen sweaters into mittens and like lines them with fleece made from like reused plastic bowls, you know, like the fleece that's in my the jacket that I use at work. Pretty good, because you know stores get chilly and they actually keep you recently warm, like it's good enough. But what I really love is, like, I've been looking at the pictures and I've been reading fluff in my nose pronunciation. I've been reading like articles about it because it's just so interesting. Like, there's a teacher here in Iceland who teaches like knitting with cheap and I have no idea what it's called in English, but it's like, I think is a specific type of knitting. I'm sorry, I don't quite know what it is, but she knows quite a bit about knitting, and she was so happy, really happy with the mittens, because if you've seen pictures of the mittens, they are really cute, they look really warm, and I'm absolutely certain that they've been the envy of everyone else on it, because that place looked quite chilly. I mean, you saw people just sitting down and immediately wrap themselves up in blankets because cold. And those mittens, just fantastic. And the top, and okay, so the top of the mittens is what really raised, or like, how do you put it in English? Made people really interested, in particularly this Icelandic teacher who teaches in like knitting, and because the pattern is a very just traditional and common lopapeysa. So there's a good chance that the sweater that was used to make the top of the mittens was an Icelandic lopapeysa, which is, if it's true, is so fantastic, because repurposing and reusing is something that all nations know. And like in Iceland, we have never, like, listen, the past 60-70 years have been pretty good to us, fairly good to us. The about millennia before, not so good. Not so good. Well, let's put it like this. One of our national delicacies is shark. In particular, fermented shark. This is something that, you know, tourists obviously laugh about, because, hello, you're eating very strong shark. The thing is, though, if you stop and think about it, you don't eat fermented shark because you have a lot of food. It's because it's not nice. But this is from a time where if it came from the sea and you could chew it, it was food. So which does bring us, maybe rather messily, but it does also quite neatly back to the lopapeysa, back to the repurposed mittens of Bernie Sanders, because the fact that someone repurposes those sweaters to make something new that's being used, that would make so many of my ancestors so very happy, because that means, you know, things still have a life, they still have a purpose, they are still useful, because obviously from the perspective of people who have been poor, and I mean, obviously there are quite a few people in Iceland who will not want to admit that and will deny it to their last breath that we were ever poor, because we have pretty damn good now. But just the sight of those mittens makes me so happy. Also, because the colors are really pretty. They are quite traditional. They're like sheep colors. Really nice sheep colors, and the color combination is so nicely picked out. And when you look at the pattern, it's just, there are some subtleties, and it's like, I love it. Also the sweater that was used for inside, I obviously didn't see the inside of the mitten, so I can't see if there's a pattern, but it was such a nice, even knitting that I could see. And the color was such a lovely blue. And it looks just so pretty. And the third sweater that I saw for the thumb, it was this like whitish, a bit of a shade of like greenish blue. Like it was such a lovely, just such a lovely like whitish color. And the pattern, it looked kinda, it did look kinda green on my screen. It could be like greenish blue. Would love to see the rest of the, like I would like Birdie Sanders, could you please just post pictures of the mittens, because I want to see those patterns. But I would love to see a bit more of the thumb, because the pattern looked like a bit like circular, a bit like a little bit loopy maybe, and it went like, because it wasn't a pattern that went like here to here so we could see anything of it. No, it went like here, and it looked like so pretty. But yeah, the article talked about like 3 sweaters that was probably used to make the mittens. Excuse me, I've been talking for a little bit too long. But no, I'm looking obviously at the picture and like trying to see, just trying to see, because it was really interesting. But I'm pretty certain that there was at least a 4th sweater used to make like the cuff, and it looked like a lovely brown color, fairly simple, like so Bernie Sanders mittens, they look so cute. Also, there's been quite a few people who've been interested in like those mittens and just knitting their own version. So if you go on Ravelry, I just checked this morning, there are 13 like separate words. I've been using words so much now I can't remember the word I was gonna use. Like, not articles, items? There are 13 separate items, and at least one really good pattern of like the pattern on the back. But that's just back. What about the middle, the palm part? That, I think, is just the back fourth of this lovely blue color. But what about the thumb too? The thumb also look really pretty. Like the combination of the mittens is what makes them so unique and so pretty. And if ever I would want to like recreate them, I would need a little bit more, like not just the pattern on the back, because I'm pretty sure I've seen that pattern so many places before, and I cannot remember any of the magazines or booklets or anything that I have, but it looks so familiar. It's like I've seen those sweaters. I've seen those loverpizza before, like, and also, if it is a loverpizza and it is made of Icelandic wool, then he is very, very warm using those. I would love to know about the other sweaters though, because those look like, anyway. Speaking of Ravelry, because that's another thing that I was gonna talk about like at the beginning of the year, but because I don't write anything down and I'm not prepared, I kept forgetting. Because Ravelry does, so they did this thing, pardon me, I'm hiccuping on my words right now. Tea break. What do we do when we stop hiccuping? We get ourselves a sup of tea. No, I can still see it onto the street. It's still like quite white. I think it's our snow also. I saw someone on TikTok refer to she lives in Britain and she's not a big fan of snow, and I don't know how it's gonna fly, but she actually referred to the snow as sky cocaine. I've never heard that before. That was like actually kind of funny. But yeah, I was talking about Ravelry. So they did like a year perspective of like crunching numbers, looking at the interesting things that, you know, everyone on Ravelry have been doing, and like with the project and all those things. And they were interested in knowing, like, considering like, what's the word that I used? Yes, most projects per capita in 2020, like who did the most. And I'm like, I mean, I'm just scrolling through the like the front page of Ravelry. I'm like, well, that's interesting. I wonder who that is. And I see that the numbers. I'm like, what? But you know what? Considering the things that I've seen in like, okay, getting ahead of myself yet again. Because the top country with finished projects per capita is Iceland. How did we manage that? That was my first thought, because on their numbers are like 1,336 projects per 100,000 people. Next was Norway with 866 per 100 people. That's like, the difference is already like 500 per, you know. And then third was Finland with 699 per 100,000. And I'm just looking at those numbers, I'm like, how? Yeah, are those numbers correct? That can't be. And then I remember, oh wait, because I do remember quite a few Facebook groups, Icelandic, that I've actually talked about for the past months, because sometimes when, like, I don't feel like I'm very quick at finishing things. I did manage to finish a bit more than like 12 objects in like last year, but I didn't put all of them in because I felt like that was like cheating, like it wasn't good enough. But some other people here in Iceland, they are knitting and crochet machines. Like, they make things by hand so quickly and so much. It's like, how? Obviously, most of them who are the most active right now are people who either have the luxury of like limiting their working hours quite a bit, or they are retired and have more time and just the opportunity to knit and crochet as much as they want. And maybe need, because a lot of the things that people are making are for children, for the grandchildren, for newborns, quite a bit of that. But still, according to Ravelry, well, at least the numbers are, like, when I put it like that, the numbers on Ravelry do match up with what I've observed, but still, I only have Icelandic perspective. I don't have the perspective of like other nations. So the fact that apparently we are at the, like, at least up until 2020 with finished projects per capita, I don't know, it's just like, I'm not surprised at the same time that I'm surprised or shocked. Like, really? But I'm still not surprised, because I know quite a few people who make a lot of things and are constantly knitting and crocheting and making them, but still seeing the numbers like 1,336 projects per 100,000 people compared to the next nation, Norway, with 866. Like, that's quite a bit of a number difference, though. Because, I don't know, maybe I thought that Norway would be like, they are like, excuse me, but like a lot of the project, like pattern books and knitting books that I have are from Norway. They are Norwegian in origin and Danish also. But Danish wasn't even in the. I don't know. I don't know why I'm so shocked over it. It's just, I don't know. Why is a Micronation knitting and crocheting more than I... Like, we are a Micronation. Norway is a small nation. America is a macro nation. It's macro? No, wait. I used the wrong word, didn't I? Like, America, like, there are about, roughly speaking, about 1,000 US Americans to East Islander. That's weird. It's a huge nation. Bit of interruption, but yeah. I think I was rambling something about size of nations and the numbers on Ravelry for 2020. Because I rumble, haha. But yeah, where was I going with this? Can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, so that said, that which I cannot quite remember. Anyway, so the denouement. So what I am going to be doing is continuing with the lovely pink crochet shawl. Yeah. Don't know why I took a pause there. My brain just did a whoop, empty. I'm gonna continue with that shawl. My wish shawl is probably gonna be the next into the basket. You know, the beginning of the year is actually quite good for like continuing with project. Like at the end of last year, I could not focus on things. It was getting really hard to just focus on things. Also because work was, you know, a bit hectic. Like it happens at the end of the year, but hey, excuse me. So, the pink shawl, the wish shawl. I'm gonna continue with the baby blanket, maybe baby. And then I need to yet again find some time to just at least do a little bit with the lumpkin blanket because I want to be able to use it. After that, well, there's still the lovely wavy baby blanket that I also need to work on. There is the maybe a little bit like open, like very open shawl color. I don't know what I'm gonna do. There's still the purple thread that I've been working on since last year. Like it's a year old. It's been a year on my knitting deals. I need to finish it. There's that. Then there's the skirt that I've been working on for way too long, and I'm still only on the waistband portion. It will happen. And yeah, still windy. Probably gonna windy for quite a bit. So yeah, I think I've finished all that I wrote down. Score 1. I do have everything still in my list. See, look, it's only 1 page and about a quarter? Well, maybe it's closer to be a third, but at least. Oh hey, I need to update that one. This one needs to get green over it. And this one. Ooh. But yeah, there are quite a few pans here that need to get going on. It's almost good. No, it's also listen, having this kind of organization of writing down the names of the patterns, where they are, you know, and what yarn I'm gonna use to make it is really helpful. So when I get my pile down, it is gonna make it a little bit easier for me to then decide, am I ready to tackle this pattern, or do I need to find something else, because that's gonna be yeah, I think that's it. I keep looking at my yarn because I have a lot and it makes me happy to look at it. It's good. It's so good. Also, just the thought of continuing to finish more of my yarn. Like I said before, just finishing that one cake of yarn made me so happy. It just felt so good. So because I know that when I like get more work done on Word, when I get more done on this blanket and just everything else, every single skein and ball and cake and thing and I manage to finish is gonna make me feel so good. Because that means that I'm not, you know, the yarn that I bought to use gets used. That's the point. It also means that I can then justify buying more yarn to be used because I'm not done knitting. So yeah. Also, I told you about the knitting needles that I ordered from Wool Warehouse, and Wool Warehouse, well, their service was really quick. They estimated like about 4 or 5 days to get the order ready and then ship it. I ordered on it was a Tuesday night. Wednesday morning I get their shipping notification, which means that they took my order and just got it ready. I'm still waiting on the mail to deliver it, so somewhere on the way. I don't know where it is, but still waiting on. And I'm so looking forward to it because I really want to know, like, 35mm knitting needles. First off, what's it gonna be like on my little hands? My little hands that are like whenever I've been working on the 90mm with the lumpkin blanket, my hands have gone like, they have not been very happy with it. This is one of the reasons why it takes me so long time to make it. It's dusty and my hands go. So what is a 35mm gonna be like? Like, that's gonna be really interesting. Also, do I have yarn to work with? Probably, but is it gonna look good? I don't know. We need to find out. It's gonna be so very, very interesting. I'm also looking really forward to getting the point protectors, like to put on the ends of the knitting needles. That's gonna make like storing projects a little bit more easier on the heart, because there are a few things worse than having a project in a bag and you think it's safe, only to then pick it up and realize, the yarn fell off the needle. Now I have to fix it because that's annoying. Really annoying, I don't need to tell you that. Also because I also ordered a project bag. Storage bag. Because if memory serves me right, it's gonna be fantastic. So yeah. Still waiting on it. I'm looking so forward to getting it because okay, I think that's it for today. Yeah. Being a little bit more organized today. Just writing this down. The points that I did want to make, and it did help me, I feel, a little bit more today. Still myself, so that's not gonna change. Yeah. Yet again, I think that's it for today. Can't think of anything else. Until next time. So, this is it. This has been me this week. I cannot remember anything else that I would want to say. So I'm gonna cut this off before this turns into 2-hour rant about me talking about nothing. Because 40 minutes or thereabouts, well enough. Anyway, so I will see you next week, and hopefully next week I will have a knitting needle so I can show you, because it's gonna be so much fun. Like 20mm, 25, 30, 35. Like, are they gonna be the size of my wrist? I can't wait. So, gonna be looking forward to that. Can't wait for the mail to arrive. So I will see you next week. Okay, bye bye.